అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. నమో నమః, గురుభ్యో నమః, సరస్వత్యై నమః. Today we have another good day with us, that we have our Vice President Sanatana Dharma of Veda Samskruti Samiti, Dr Visalakshi garu, back with us to take another session on Bhagawadgita. And we welcome her again. She doesn't need any introduction to all of you. She's a friend, philosopher, and guide to all of us. So let us this is a special session from her. Yoga class could not be held today because he is not available. Our Guruji, Dr CSR Prabhu garu, is on some other urgent work, so we have taken this opportunity to request Dr. Visalakshi garu to take a special session. So we will have Vande Mataram and then Prarthana. After that, we will start the session. Let's have Vande Mataram. Challa Chittibabu garu.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Supalam, Malaya Jasitalam, Syasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Suprajyotsna pulakitayamini, pullakusumita drumadala shobhini, suhasini, sumadhura bhashini, sukhadam varadam mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. Namaskar.
Vande Mataram. Now let us request Anantanji to chant prayer for us.
Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. 1 minute meditation. Let us close our eyes. Sit erect. Relax the body. Total concentration on breath. Om. Om. Om Gananaan Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashranvannoti Bisida Sadhanam Mahaganapataye Namaha. Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebir Vajinivati Dhinam Avityavatu Vagdevyai Namaha. Gurureva Gatir Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave. Naguroh Paramam Shishurasmi Guroho Matirasti Gurau Mama Pahi Guru. Jnananandamayan Devam Nirmalaspatikakritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Ayagrivam Upasmahe. Shruti Smruti Purananamalayam Karunalayam नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
Namaskaram, Andy. Thank you. Dhanyavadam. So now let us request Visalakshi Mahodaya to start the webinar, please.
Om Sri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Sri Parvati Rajarajeswarabhyam Namaha. Om Sri Medha Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Mahasaraswatye Namaha. Om Sivaya Gurave Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya Cha Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurtharaha. Tatra Srir Vijayo Bhutir Dhruvanetir Matir Mama. Good morning to all of you. Today, once again, we got the opportunity to meet and learn together. In the last class, I spoke to you about the gist of Srimad Bhagawadgita, the Sara Sloka, the essence of Bhagawadgita, Sarvatharman Parityajya Sloka. And Dr. CSR Prabhu Garu explained you completely Bhagavad Gita in your course and also took special classes to you to go into the depths of Gita Sara. So in fact, you might have got a lot of knowledge about Gita, and even then our scriptures are having such depth knowledge that even if so many people so many times narrate or speak about anything, we can learn something. So or at least we can do manana. Even that is very important. Srotavyo, mantavyo, nidichyasitavyo. So we have to listen, we have to think, we have to study, we have to contemplate on that. So manana we can do. So now I want to give you the chapter-wise summary of Bhagavad Gita, starting from the first chapter to 18th chapter. You already know that all these chapters are divided into 3 shatkas: Karma Shatka, Bhakti Shatka, and Jnana Shatka. Now let us try to cover 1.5 shatka, that is 9 chapters today. If we can get such opportunity on any other day, we can study 10th chapter to 18th chapter. Otherwise also we can take on any Saturday like this at the end of your course. On any Saturday, we can take special class and cover it. So that 18 chapters, chapter-wise gist also you will be having. Now, the first chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. We already knew the background of this Kurukshetra war and the necessity of Sri Krishna teaching Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So the Bhagavad Gita starts with the sloka in first chapter. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamaka pandavaseva kima kurvata sanjaya. So Arjuna's Vishada created Vairagya in him and came in the Satsangatya of Sri Krishna. So even his Vishada became yoga to him and to all of us, and he traveled through Sreyo Marga, which leads to liberation. Just as in case of Valmiki Maharshi, Sokaha Slokatvam Agataha. There Valmiki Soka turned into Sloka, and Ramayana, Srimad Ramayana came out to all of us. Now Dhritarashtra asked Sanjaya to tell about the war which is taking place at that time. Yuddha Visheshas to him. By the favor of Sri Vedavyasa Maharshi, Sanjaya got divine sight, Divya Drishti. He is able to see past, present, and future. So he saw what had happened in Kurukshetra war and narrated to Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra is inquisitive to know what is happening in the battlefield. He said, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. This sentence itself is the best advice given by Bhagawadgita to us. So, Kshetre, Kshetre, Dharmam Kuru. Practice Dharma in all the feats, wherever you go, whatever you do. So, Dhritarashtra said, Mamakaha Pandavas Chaiva, Mamakaha, my children and Pandavas. So, he separated Pandavas as outsiders, enemies, though they are his own brothers' children. And they are and he is treating them as the opponents to his children. So they became the enemies in that sense. So though Dharmaraja and all are considering Dhritarashtra as the king, and also they are giving utmost respect to him as elder father, Pedanana. This shows the Sankuchi Tattva of the mind of Dhritarashtra. Ayam nijaha paroveti ganana lakhuchetasam. Udara Cheritanantu Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we say. So Sanjaya starts narrating. He said, Duryodhana went to Dronacharya and spoke about the great heroes of opposite side. Drupada, Bhima, Arjuna, Virata Raja, Drishtaketu, Kasi Raja, Saubhadra, Draupadeyas, etc. So many Maharathis are there. Then Duryodhana spoke about the heroes of his own side. Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya, Krupacharya, Karna, Aswathama, etc. So many heroes who are already, even they are ready to leave their lives for the sake of Duryodhana and for the sake of that kingdom. He advised all others to take care of the protection of Bhishmacharya, the commander-in-chief, Sarvasainya Cheksha. Then Bhishmacharya, etc. and Dharmarajas, Krishnarjunas, and all other heroes of that battlefield, they blown their senkhas, conches. The whole atmosphere is filled with the sounds of different conches, drum beats, etc. Seeing the senas ready to fight, Arjuna asked Sri Krishna to take the chariot to the middle of that army, both the army. Having seen his gurus, relatives, grandfather, Bhishmacharya, etc., and Arjuna became very much disturbed. He overpowered by Shoka and Moha, that there is no necessity of unnecessarily killing all these people for the sake of getting the kingdom. So what is the use of getting kingdom by killing kith and kin relatives and all? So thinking in such a way, he said to Sri Krishna, Eta nahantum ichhami natopi madhusudana api trailokya rajyasya heto kimnu mahi krute. Even if the power of 3 worlds is given to me, I am not willing to kill all these people. Even if I am killed by these people, I am not willing to kill any of them because they are all my people. He gave the reason that by such wars, all people will be killed and Kulakshaya occurs. By Kulakshaya, Kulatharmas will be destroyed. Then only sin prevails all over, Papa. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kulatharma sanatanaha. Dharme naste kulam krutsnam. Atharmopi bhavatyuta. When sin increases, then even women of noble families, Kulastriyaha, will be censured. Then Varna Sankara occurs. Strishu Dushtasu Varshneya Jayate Varna Sankaraha. Varna Sankara should never take place. Thus, he gave several reasons for not fighting, left his Gandiva on the chariot, sat down in the chariot. Now, second Adhyaya is Sankhya Yoga. In this chapter, Arjuna, who took Sharanagati at the feet of Sri Krishna Paramatma, requested him to tell any upaya for the removal of his distress, his agony. He wanted to have a permanent solution to his mental happiness. For that, Sri Krishna Paramatma advised Atma Tattva to Arjuna. Brahma Jnana or Atma Jnana is the essence of Upanishads. The Upanishad says, Srotavyo Mantavyo Nidithyasitavyaha. Atma Tattva should be heard through Sadgurus, studied through scriptures. What is heard should be thought over and manana should be done and then should be meditated upon. That is Nidithyasa. In this second chapter, Sri Krishna explained about Atma Tattva and gave Sankhya Yoga Tattvopadesha. So this is named as Sankhya Yoga. Though Sri Krishna explained about Swadharma and Karma Yoga also in this chapter, yet Paramatma's advice started with Sankhya Tattvopadesha and detailed Tattva is advised here. In fact, what Sri Krishna explained in this second chapter is enough to get the knowledge about Atma, Paramatma, and our duty to perform. Yet in all other chapters, the same Tattva is elongated and explained in a detailed manner. The Sathya is explained in this chapter. The goal is Paramatma. It is like the theory, this second chapter, and all other chapters are like practicals, we can say. So in this chapter, all other chapters are like sadhana. How to put this knowledge into practice is explained. Now Sri Krishna Paramatma started to advise Arjuna, Kutasva kasmelamidam vishame samupastitam anarya justam asvargyam akirtikaram Arjuna. Oh Arjuna, how could you get this kashmelam? That is infatuation, moha, at a wrong time, which gives neither swarga nor fame. You leave this weakness of the heart. Asocyan anvasochasvam prajnavadanscha bhashase gatasu nagatasumscha nanu sochanti panditaha. You are unnecessarily getting disturbed who do not deserve to be worried about and taking as if you are a very great scholar, you are behaving. The scholars never worry about either those whose lives have gone or non-gone. Whether they are alive or dead, it is nothing to get worried for Vijnanis, Medhavis or real Jnanis. You and I and we all ever exist in the form of Atma, soul. Chit Shakti, Chaitanya, that Atma does not get destroyed when the body decays and is destroyed. Just as Balya, Kaumara, Yavana, Varthakya, etc. stages are there to this body, similarly, Jivatma also takes, Jivatma also after decay of this body gets another body. Due to Vishayendriya Samyoga, Sitoshnas are experienced. They are not permanent. They come and go away. So, O Arjuna, you bear with them. Dhira, a brave person considers Sukha and Dukkha equally. He cannot be moved by the union of sense organs with the object, Vishayendriya Samyuktas. Such a person is worthy to get moksha, liberation. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataha. This is really a very wonderful statement. Vedanta Tattva Bodhaka Vakya. Asataha bhavaha na vidyate, sataha abhavu na vidyate. There is no existence to non-existence. For existence, there is no abhava, lekapovadam ledu. So non-existence. So that which exists, Sat, exists permanently. Sat is always Sat. That which pervades this whole universe is indestructible. Avinasitu tam vidhi yena sarvam idam tatam. Know that to be imperishable, by which this whole world is pervaded. Antavanta ime dehaha, tasmad yuchyasva bharata. These bodies have end. So anyhow, at any time, all people have to die. One who is born has to die. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu, dhruvan janma mritasya cha. So they have to die one day or other. So you do your duty and fight. Don't think that you are killing. They are dying due to you. Thus, Sri Krishna is explaining Atma Tattva to Arjuna. Ya enam veti hantaram yeshtenam manyate hatam uphautau na vijanito nayam hanti na hanyate. The Atma never kills anyone nor is killed by anyone. Anyone, if thinks he kills or anyone thinks he is being killed, both of them do not know the truth. The same idea is written in the poem Brahman by Ralph Waldo Emerson. If the red slayer thinks he slays, or if the slain think he is slain, they know not well the subtle ways I keep and pass and turn again. That is how he writes 4 poems. He wrote like this. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. The Atma neither takes birth nor dies. It does not have the Shadbhava Vikaras. The soul is always eternal, ancient. It will not die with the when the body dies. So the Shadbhava Vikaras are there only to the body and not to the Atma, soul. They are Asti Jayate, Varthate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyati. That is, it is Asti. It takes birth, Jayate. It grows, Varthate, Viparinamate, it changes. It decays, Apakshiyate, then Vinashyati, it gets destroyed fully. He who knows this fact is neither killer nor killed. He will have such knowledge. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grupnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Just as a person leaves away his old clothes and wears new clothes, and similarly Jivatma also leaves this old body and gets a new sharira, good upati. Nainam chindanti sestrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayanti apo, na soshayati marutaha. Neither of Panchabhutas can do any harm to this Atma, which is Achedya, Adahya, Akledya, which cannot be disturbed at all. Asosya and Sarvagata, Sthanu, Achala and Sanatana. The weapons cannot break this Atma. It cannot be burnt by the fire. The water cannot make it wet. The wind cannot blow it away. Jatasya dhruvo mrityuhu. Dhruvan janma mritasya cha. Thus, in several ways, Sri Krishna Paramatma explained about Atma Tattva and encouraged Arjuna to fight in the war, which is his duty. Sri Krishna Paramatma said, if you win the war, you will get your Rajya. Suppose you die here in this war, then certainly you go to Swarga. So in either way, it is beneficial only to Kshatriyas to fight. So you fight, but without aspiring the result. Thus slowly he explained about Nishkama Karma and the greatness of Karma Yoga. That is, Karma Yoga Mahima is spoken like this. Snehapikrama nasosti prityavayo na vidyate. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. If this Nishkama Karma Yoga is practiced, it protects from Janma Mrityu Rupa Mahat Bhaya. One should penetrate deep into the depths of the inner meaning of Veda Vakyas and also know what is beneficial to them. This world is of three gunas, and Sri Krishna Paramatma advised Arjuna to become Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. to become free from the three gunas of this nature. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturpuh mate sango swakarmani. This is the best advice given by Paramatma to Arjuna. You have right only to do the karma and not in the, you do not have any involvement in getting the result of it. You should not become cause for karma phalas. You should not leave the karmas. You have to do karmas for the sake of your duty, and the fruit will be given to the karmas by the divine power. You should not have you should not have interest in akarma also. You should always do the karmas. And he also said, yogastaha kuru karmani. You do your duties being that in yoga sthiti, leaving the phala apeksha. Then being questioned by Arjuna, Sri Krishna Paramatma spoke about sthita prajna lakshanas, dukkheshu anudvigna manaha, sukheshu vigata spruhaha, vitaraga bhaya krodhaha, sthitathir muniruchyate. So keeping the senses under control, the sadhaka should behave in this world. Here he explains how sense organs come in contact with the objects of the world, lead one after another all Arishad Vargas to overpower him. So it is very essential to keep the mind under our control. The sages have such nigraha. So for them, it is night, which is the daytime to all ordinary people, ordinary human beings. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti samyami, yasyam jagrati bhutani, sa nisha pasyato mune. For ordinary people who do not have Brahma Jnana, that which is night is daytime for Brahma Jnanis. Having the Paramananda, that daytime will become, that is, the Indriyas will be spreading outside to ordinary people, whereas all sense organs are put inside to a Jnani. So this is the Brahmi Sthiti. O Partha, the yogi who got this Brahma Sthiti, Brahmi Sthiti, never gets deceived or gets infatuated by the senses or by the objects and sense-object contact. Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha, Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati, Stitva Syamanta Kalepi, Brahma Nirvanam Ruchati. Those who are in this Brahmi Sthiti always experience the immense bliss, Brahmananda. Now this second chapter is like sutras, the aphorisms we can say, and later they are all explained in detail with Vyakhyana. So they are considered as Vyakhyanas, explanations to these statements given in this second chapter by Paramatma. Now the third chapter is Karma Yoga. This chapter is named as Karma Yoga because here everything about karma is explained in detail. Why it is essential to do Vihita karmas. We have to do our Swakarmas. Why should everybody do their Varnasrama dharmas? How to practice them? If not practiced, what sort of harm occurs to us? What benefit we get if we practice them? Which karmas bind us? What is the sadhana for getting mukti, etc. All karma related topics are discussed here in this adhyaya. So it is named as Karma Yoga. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is explaining to Arjuna, Lokesmin Vivitha Nishtha Pura Prokta Mayanaka Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. O Arjuna, there are two Nishthas. For Sankhya yogis, Jnana Nishtha occurs. And for yogis, Karma Yoga Nishtha occurs. Na karmanam anaramphat naishkarmyam purushosnute, purushaha asnute, nacha sanyasana deva siddhim samadhi gacchati. One cannot get any nishtha without doing karmas. So for all types of people, karma charana is essential. No one will be tied with the karmas done for yajna. Saha yajnaha prajaha sruštva puruvacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyatvam eshavaha eshavostvishta kamathuk. At the time of beginning of kalpa, Brahmadeva created human beings along with yajna and advised them to grow with the yajnas. Yajnas will yield all the desires of all living beings, especially human beings, like Kamadhenu. Through the yajnas, people should please the gods and gods will please the living beings on earth with timely rains and thereby give crops and food. Yajnasistasinaha santo muchyante sarva kilbishaihi. Those who eat yajnasista anna will be relieved of all the sins. Here a wonderful science is explained. Human beings should perform yajnas and offer ahutis to gods. Gods will be pleased very much by these offerings, oblations, ahutis, and rain at proper times. By the proper rains, crops grow and we get eatables, grains, fruits, vegetables, roots, etc. all. It is said that whatever is grown by the rains, that alone is our food and not other things such as meat or anything. We have to eat only those which are grown as plants from the earth. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhavaha. Yajnad bhavati parjanyo yajnaha karma samudbhavaha. And also karma brahmodbhavam vidhi. Brahmakshara samudbhavam tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yajne pratishtitam. All living beings are born out of anna, food. Anna will be the cause for the growth also. All living beings are born out of anna and will be grown by anna. Anna will be framed by rains and it rains due to yajnas. So Vihita karmas are roots for all the yajnas. Vedas are root for Vihita karmas. So Vedas came from Paramatma. So all pervading Paramatma, all powerful Avyakta Paramatma, he is Avyaya, Niranjana. So such Paramatma always established yajnas in this world and gave as vidhi for human beings to perform. So yajnas are to be performed by all living beings. So this is the scientific method explained in our Vedas in Bhagawadgita. Also, one who does not practice his duties and is engaged in sensual pleasures is a sinner, he is papi. One who is self-satisfied and is a jnani, enjoys bliss in himself, he is purnakami. So for such people, there is nothing to be done for purnakamis, whose desires are already fulfilled. They do not have any desire at all. So they are purnakamis. So such people, there is nothing to do for them as kartavya in fact. So such people may or may not do any karmas. There is no difference for them. But even such a purnakami also works for the sake of loka sangraha. So even we should do our duties, our karmas without any attachment. Tasmad asakta satatam karyam karma samachara asaktu hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushaha. So even Janaka Maharaja, etc., noble people were doing all karmas for the benefit of society and because it is their duty to rule the kingdom. He is Jivan Mukta. So whatever is acted by such noble great people, the same is followed by ordinary people also. So noble people have to do their duties sincerely to become an ideal to ordinary people. Yajyed acharati shrestha tattadevetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurite lokas tadanu vartate. There is nothing to be obtained by Sri Krishna Paramatma. In fact, he is Paramatma, God, Brahman. He does not have anything to do. He does not have any duties also to do. Even then, he is indulging himself in vihita karmas. Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana. Nanavaptam avaptavyam vartayevacha karmani. Prikrute kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasyaha ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. Actually, all the works will be done by the trigunas of Prakriti, nature. But the foolish people think that with ego, they think that they are doing all these duties, karmas, or not duties, all the karmas, works. Sri Krishna Paramatma does advise to Arjuna, Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirasir nirmamo bhutva yuchyasva vigatadvaraha. O Arjuna, keep your mind on me, fix your mind on me, who am all-pervading ultimate reality. So offer all your actions to me and do dharma yajna, yudhyasva, you do your duty of fighting, you fight. All those who follow this method will be relieved of all karma bandhanas. In each sense organ and the works done by Indriyas, Raga, Dvesha, love and hatred exist. These two, the Raga, Dvesha, are the causes of obstacles for the welfare of human beings. So one should not come under their effect, Raga, Dveshas both. Sreyan Svatharmo Vigunaha Paratharma Swanushchitat Svatharme Nithanam Sreyaha Paratharmo Bhayavaha. Even if many good qualities are there in Paratharma, that should not be practiced. Even if much more good qualities are not existing in our Swadharma, not to be seen in our own dharma, even then, yet Swadharma alone is to be practiced. It is better to die while performing Swadharma rather than doing Paradharma. Arjuna got a doubt that being instigated by whom we do Papa and Punya karmas. Though we are not willing to do, we do Papa karmas. Why? So for this question, Sri Krishna Paramatma answered, Kama yesha krodha yesha rajoguna samudbhavaha mahasano mahapapma vidhye miha vairinam. Kama and krodha, these two, the desire and anger, these arose out of rajoguna. They are the greatest enemies to us. There is no satisfaction for them. They will always be increasing through enjoyment. Though we enjoy, it still increases a lot. It is said, na jatu kama kamanam upabhoge na shamyati. Havisha Krishna vartmena puya eva apivarthate. So the knowledge is always covered by kama. Kama means the desires. So kama is greatest enemy. Due to Vishaya, Indriya involvement, all these kamas, krodhas, lopas, etc. arise. So we should be very careful in that point. So first we have to bring our sense organs under our control, and then should completely destroy kama, the desire. Indriyani paranyakuhu, indriyebhyaha param manaha, manasastu para buddhihi, yo buddheh paratastu naha, paratastu saha. That sense organs are very powerful than this gross body. Mind is more powerful and subtler than these sense organs. Intellect or buddhi is more subtle than mind. Atma is still more subtle than even buddhi or intellect. Knowing this correctly, control your mind with buddhi and destroy kama, the invincible enemy. Now, fourth Adhyaya is named as Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. In this chapter, the word Jnana is used in the sense of Tattva Jnana or Brahma Jnana, Paramartha Jnana. The word Karma indicates Yoga Marga or Karma Yoga Marga. The word Sannyasa indicates Sankhya Yoga or Jnana Marga. In this chapter, Bhagavan explained about the secret of his avatara, the original nature of Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyasa Yoga. The Paramatma Tattva, the fruit of these three is explained in this chapter. So this name is coined as Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Jnana Karma and Sannyasa, three clubbed together. Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam. Paramatma is saying, I told this Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga to Vivaswan, sun god, Surya Bhagavan. Sun god taught it to his son Vaivasvata Manu. He preached it to Ikshvaku, and thus it came to all Rajarshis, but is lost nowadays in due course of time. O Arjuna, many births, janmas have passed away to you and to me also. I know all these births, but you do not know. Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam Ishwaropi san prakritim swam athishtaya sambhavami atma mayaya. Though I am unborn eternal, Ishwara of all living creatures, yet I appear in physical form with the power of my own Maya Shakti, the invincible power of me, Maya. Immediately, Sri Krishna Paramatma spoke about the causes of his incarnation in the famous shlokas. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, apyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyakam. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushkrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. And said that his janma and karma are divine. Janma karma cha me divyam. Evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. Those who know this secret knowledge reach me after they leave their bodies. The devotees who do not have raga, paya, krodha, etc., and who approach me with devotional knowledge, such pure persons obtain my form. They come into me. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. Mama vartmanu vartante, mama vartmanu vartante, manushya partha sarvaseha. So the devotees, in whatever manner they serve me, I favor them in that manner only. So all people follow me in different paths, by different ways. Those who aspire worldly pleasures worship certain gods, and thereby they obtain their desired objects. Chaturvarnam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagasyaha tasya kartaramapi mam vidhi vidhya kartaramapi avyayam. I have created all these four caste people, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra Varnas, according to their guna and karma. More sattva guna, those who got more sattva guna are born as Brahmins, are made as Brahmins. And those with sattva guna and rajoguna are Kshatriyas. Those with tamoguna and rajas are Vaishyas. And those with more tamoguna are Sudras, the fourth caste. So according to their own guna karmas of Janma Janmantara samskaras, I made them, these four castes. Though I am the karta of this creation, know me to be akarta, non-doer. As I am the Parameswara and Shaswata, Shamadamadi, etc. gunas are there in Brahmanas. Then Shaurya, Tejas, power and vigor, strength are there in Kshatriyas. Then Krushi, Goraksha, etc. for Vaishyas, and then Samajika Seva. For Shudras, these are the duties allotted to them. So this Varna Vyavastha should be continued forever. Then only the welfare lies to entire mankind. So I am creating according to their own guna karmas. So they should follow what command that is what method I made and asked them to commanded them to follow. So though I am doing all this, I am akarta. I am not doer of anything. Name karmani limpanti, name karma phale spruha. I do not have interest in karma phala, so no works touch me. Even though I do any works, they do not have any effect on me. Even great scholars cannot decide what is karma and what is akarma. So it should be known correctly along with vikarma. Gahana karmano gatihi. The nature of karma is very deep. So it's very difficult to know that. One who can see akarma in karma and karma in akarma is most intelligent. He is the doer of all karmas. Sa yuktaha krutsna karma krut. Yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagni dagdha karmanam tamahuhu panditam bhutaha. He is known as Pandita, who does the works according to Shastra and without any desires, and whose activities are burnt with Jnana Agni. Jnana itself is Agni which burns all sins. That Sankhya Yogi, the Jnani, who conquers the internal and external sense organs, abandons all enjoyable objects, who does not have any desire, though does all the vihita karmas, is to be treated as non-doer of all those karmas. He will not get any sin. Such a jnani is yadrucha lapa santushtaha. He is satisfied with whatever comes to him being unasked. He never asks or tries to get anything. What automatically comes to him, he just takes and maintains his body. Such a person's actions always will get merged in me, he said, Paramatma. Brahmarpanam Brahma Havihi, Brahmagnu Brahmana Hutam, Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. This famous sloka, which we all recite at the time of offering food to Paramatma, and also while taking inside, while eating and offering to the Paramatma existing in us, in our heart, we utter this sloka. It speaks that all the sruk, sruva, etc. means used in yajnas are Brahman. The offerings of yajna, the fire, the karta or the yajamani and yajna kriyas, all are Brahman only. And the fruit of yajnas is also Brahman. The result of the yajnas is also Brahman, Paramatma. Not only the yajna karmas are known as yajna, but also varnasrama dharma karmas, kartavya karmas, works done for the welfare and benefit of society, all are considered as yajnas only. Whatever way they follow, if the yogi does yoga sadhanas according to the Shastra, all are considered as yajnas. What all works we do with sincerely offering the result to God and do our kartavya karmas, they all are considered as yajnas. So, different such yoga sadhana yajnas are explained in this chapter in poems 24 to 30. The yogis who eat yajnasishta amrita, yajnasishta amrita obtain Paramatma. Those who do not eat yajna avasishta anna, for them this world will not give any happiness. Several yajnas are described and spoken in Vedas. One should follow them and act them with trikarana suddhi, manovakkaya, manaha vakkaya karmas. Thus, by knowing the karma tattva, if one practices it, be relieved from the worldly bonds. Shreyan dravyamayad yajnat jnana yajnaha parantapa sarvam karma akhilam partha jnane parisamapyate. Jnana yajna is always greater than dravya yajna. Dravyas means articles, objects. Jnana is contemplating. So all dates end in jnana only. How to know the real jnana? That should be known from a guru, a jnani. So we should approach such acharya with modesty and serve him, and questioning with enthusiasm and zeal and shraddha should get the teachings of guru. Then guru preaches the real Brahma jnana. तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम ज्ञानिनस्तत्वदर्शिनः. If this tattva jnana is properly known, then one will not indulge in vyamoha. With this knowledge, one can see all the living beings in him and him in all living beings. O Arjuna, then you can see them all in you, in me, in Paramatma, who am Satchidananda Ghana Paramatma. Even if you are a sinner, with the help of such a knowledge, you can be completely relieved of that sin. Just as the burning fire can burn the indhana to ashes, similarly, Jnanagni can burn all the karmas. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. Tat swayam yoga samsiddha kalena atmani vindati. In this world, nothing is more pious than the knowledge. Pure-hearted sadhaka can obtain that knowledge in due course of time by himself. That is by the yoga sadhana. When the sadhaka reaches at nirvikalpa samadhi state, then Rutambhara prajna arises in him, and then the sadhaka can get the knowledge of even Paramatman, Parabrahman. Shraddhavan lapate jnanam. This tattva jnana can be obtained by a person who has devotedness in him. Who is a devotee, who is a shraddhalu, we can say. That is assiduity, we say. By this knowledge, he gets great tranquility, shanti, sa shanti mathigachyati. One who is indiscriminate and does not have shraddha, faith, and who always doubts, he perishes. Samshayatma vinasyati. O Arjuna, you cut these doubts of ignorance with sword in the form of viveka and get ready to fight. Now, fifth achyaya is karma sannyasa yoga. In this panchama achyaya, karma yoga nishtha and jnana yoga nishtha both are explained. Karma sannyasa is explained here, so this name is given to this chapter. Sri Krishna Paramatma praised karma yoga and jnana yoga also, and karma sannyasa yoga also. Now Arjuna prayed Sri Krishna to confirmly tell any one best path to be followed by him, whether that is karma yoga or karma marga or karma yoga or karma sannyasa marga. So what marga, which marga is the best one? Then Sri Krishna replied, Sannyasa karma yogascha nishreyasa kara upau tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogi visishyate. Karma yoga and karma sannyasa yoga both are auspicious and pious only. But because karma yoga is easier to follow, that can be spoken as the best. One who never desires anything, never hates anyone, he is known as Nitya Sannyasi. Because one who has conquered Raga Dvesha can easily be relieved of all ties. By Karma Yoga or Sannyasa Yoga, one can obtain Paramatma. That which is obtained by Sankhya can be obtained by Yoga. Unless one practices karma yoga, he cannot completely and easily abandon the kartrutva of karmas. If the yogi who had controlled his senses and mind, sees Paramatma in all creatures, even if does the works, the fruits of those works will not come to him. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tatvavit pashyan shrunvan spushan jikran ashnan gachan swapan svesan pralapan visrujan gruhnan unmishan nimishan napi indriyani indriyartheshu vartanta iti dharayan. A tattva yogi always thinks that it is the sense organs that are seeing, listening, touching, smelling, eating, walking, sleeping, speaking, grasping, etc. all the works, but not he. He is not doing any of these works because he knows he is different from his sense organs. He is different from his body. His body is an instrument to him to achieve the goal, to get Paramatma. The goal of this life or upati is to get Godhood and reach Paramatma, liberation. God is not responsible for punya or papa of living beings, for the works done by human living creatures. Ajnani navritam jnanam tena mukhyanti jantavaha. Living beings are being deceived because the jnana is covered by ajnana, ignorance. Those whose minds are indulged in Paramatma only and have that nishtha obtain such state from where there is no return and which is Parandhama. Yad gatva nanivartante tadhama paramam mama. The abode of Lord and of permanent peace. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shunichaiva Swepakesha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. The real knowledgeable persons, Panditas, have samadrishti on all living beings. They consider the Brahmins with knowledge and modesty, and on the cow or the elephant or the dog or a chandala who sells meat, all are equal to such a person having samadrishti. One who, while alive, has control over kama krodhas and emotions is a yogi. He is the real happy person who experiences happiness in this world. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam, sarvaloka maheshwaram, suhridam sarvabhutanam, jnatva mam shanti mruchati. Paramatma is the enjoyer of yajnas and penance. He is the Shasaka of all the worlds. He is most dear to all living beings. He is very compassionate, most lovable. Those who know this Bhagavat Tattva get most tranquility. Now, sixth chapter is Atma Samyama Yoga. In this chapter, Dhyana Yoga is described. For Dhyana Yoga, the control of the body, senses, mind, and intellect is very essential. Normally, the body, mind, intellect, sense organs are called as Atma. So, the control of these is described here in this chapter as Atma Samyama Yoga. Sri Krishna Paramatma told to Arjuna that what is called as sannyasa is yoga, because who cannot leave sankalpa can never become a yogi. By nishkama karma charana, the sadhaka can get yoga arudha sthiti. Yoga arudha sthiti. For such a yoga arudha yogi, sarva sankalpa rahitya leads to moksha, liberation. One who completely abandons all wishes, desires, sankalpas is called as yoga rudha. One who has ascended yoga arudha, ascending. Every person has to uplift himself, his own self. Uddhared atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmeva hyatano atmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Such a type of yogi considers all dvandvas as equal. For him, the mud, the rock, the gold, all are equal. Samalostasma kanchanaha. He behaves equally with friends and foes. All are equal to him. He considers meritorious and sinners equally. A yogi always wants to be alone, lonely. Sitting in a lonely place, he always meditates upon himself, and he meditates upon Atman, Paramatman, Parabrahman, selecting a neat and calm place. He puts a Darphasana or a skin deer, sits there and engages, that is, concentrates his mind and senses on Paramatma. Samam kaya shirogrivam dharayan achalam stiraha samprekshya nasikagram swam dishascha avalokayan. Dishascha anavalokayan. Such a type of yogi should sit straight, making his body, neck and head on a straight line, should sit on stira sukha asana, and should see the edge of the nose without allowing the side to see here and there. This is the outer position of yogi. We can get the tattvika meaning of this idea, this sloka, making the mind walk, our speech, and kaya, sharira, the trikaranas, mano, vakaya, straight. The trikaranas should be made as one line, and that should be offered to Paramatma. So these trikarana should become one when the yogi is meditating. Unless trikarana suddhi is there, no worships or yogas yield any good result. Seeing the tip of nose indicates the Arthanimilata Netra of Sri Krishna Paramatma or Sadasiva Parameswara, who is Yogeswara. That is concentration on insight, antar drushti, antarmukha samaratya, bahirmukha sudurlapha, we say. This dhyana yogi should be prashanta, very cool. Such a yogi should have control over the food he takes, he eats, and on his movements also. Yuktahara viharasya, etc. they say. Just as a lamp will be steady at a place where there is no wind, similarly, the mind which is under the control of yogi is always steady. Prasantatma vigata bhihi brahmachari vrate stitaha manaha samyamya machitto yukta asita matparaha. A dhyana yogi should be very cool, without fear, practicing celibacy with sense control, concentrating the mind on Parameswara, should meditate. He can meditate on Saguna Brahman or Nirguna Brahman according to his mental level. One can concentrate on Saguna Sakara Murti of his Ishtadevata or Nirguna Nirakara Tattva spoken in the Upanishads. In either way, the yogi can concentrate his mind, making his sense organs turn inside and see the Chichekti, the consciousness bliss in his heart or at Prumajya, this place, Prumajya, or at any point of his body where he can concentrate firmly. There are different postures like Padmasana, Sthirasana, etc., at which position the yogi can sit comfortably for a very long time. He can select Virasana also, or Sukhasana, comfortable asana. Then concentrate his mind and senses fully, fixing at a particular place, either heart or Prakriti. See with mental power the beautiful Kalyanatama Prasanna Murti and meditate upon. By such meditation and dhyana, the sadhaka attains most tranquility and obtains the Ishtadevata or the knowledge of that divinity. On what object or what thing he has concentrated, he will get the knowledge of that. Brahmananda Anubhava is beyond the experience with sense organs. It cannot be grasped even by ordinary intellect. He experiences that Brahmananda Anubhava Sthiti with most subtle inner self. If once the sadhaka experiences that Brahmananda, he will never get deviated from that again. Yem labdhva cha aparam lapam manyate nathikam tataha yasmin stito na dukkhena guruna pina vichalyate. A yogi who experiences the Paramatma Prapti never considers any other thing as greater than that. Paramatma Darshana Ananda Anubhava Prapti is the highest bliss which one once experienced can never get deviated from that experience. No sorrows can make him move in this world. This is the state of yoga which releases all the bonds of the ties of this world. So completely abandoning the desires that arise out of sankalpas, completely controlling the senses, one should try to experience the Satchidananda Ghana Atma Tattva, Brahma Tattva. Sankalpa Prabhavan Kaman Chektva Sarvan Aseshataha Manasai Gramam Viniyamya Samantataha Shenai Shenai Uparaman Buchya Dhruti Gruhitaya Atma Samstam Manah Krutva Na Kinchidapi Chintayet. Such a type of yogi whose mind is fixed on Satchidananda Ghana Parabrahman and experiences immense bliss, perceives all living beings in him and him in all living beings because of his Samadarshitva. Sarvabhutassamatmanam sarvabhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. Sri Krishna Paramatma is saying to Arjuna, Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvancha mayi pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachame na pranashyati. He who sees God everywhere and everything in God never perishes. For him God never disappears, and for God he ever appears. That is, when once the devotee or sadhaka gets the vision of or darshana of God, then avinabhava sambandha will be framed between them, which exists forever. After listening to such teaching of Sri Krishna Paramatma, Arjuna says, Chemchalam hi mana Krishna pramathi balavad drudham tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. Hey Krishna, this mind is very fickle, but is very firm and very powerful also. So it is very difficult to control this mind. Then Sri Krishna Paramatma said, this mind should be controlled by abhyasa and vairagya. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha gruhyate. Yoginamapi sarvesham madgatena antaratmana sraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataha. Among all the yogis, one who completely keeps his mind and heart in me with full confidence and always thinks of me is more dearer to me. Here in this sloka, Mam means, this Mam indicates Saguna Nirguna Rupa Satchidananda Parabrahma, either Saguna Brahma or Nirguna Brahma, which is endowed with some complete Kalyana Gunas, and at the same time which is eternal, immanent and transcendental reality. Here ends the 6th Adhyaya. The first 6 Adhyayas are considered as Karma Shatka. Though in all these 6 Adhyayas only Karma Yoga is not explained, mainly 2nd chapter starts with Karma Yoga, and 3rd chapter is named as Karma Yoga, and 4th and 5th chapters also, in them it continued, and 6th chapter explains Jnana Yoga. Because in overall view, Karma Yoga is given prominence in these first 6 Adhyayas. They are called as Karma Shatka. Now the 7th Adhyaya is named as Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Jnana and Vijnana. From 7th to 12th chapter, they are called as Bhakti Yoga. Though Bhakti is explained almost in all the chapters of Bhagawadgita, 12th chapter is named as Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti always underlies among all other yogas, karma, jnana, upasana and all. It is like the sutra, the thread which ties all other yogas and leads to godhood. Jnana means knowledge. In fact, the word jnana has come from the root jna, to know. So whatever is known is jnana. But here jnana and vijnana speak about Paramatma jnana and the knowledge of Tattva of Bhagavan, Paramatma, and also experience of that divinity. Complete knowledge, the secrets of Nirguna, Nirakara, Niranjana, Tattva, Prabhava and Mahatva of ultimate reality is known as Jnana. To know completely the Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, Mahimas of Saguna Rupa of that Nirguna Brahman is known as Vijnana. And experiencing that immense reality is called as Vijnana, Anubhava Jnana. In this chapter, it is explained completely about the Saguna Nirguna Tattvas of Paramatma. To know this is to know Bhagavad Tattva, because this is explained in detail in this chapter. It is named as Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is now explaining about his tattva to Arjuna and asked him to listen with Shraddha, utmost interest and concentration. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshyam yaseshatah yad jnatva neha bhuyonyat jnatavyam avasishyate. I will completely explain you the tattva jnana along with jnana and vijnana. Knowing this, nothing remains to be known in this world. Manushanam pasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatamapi siddhanam kaschinmam veti tatvatah. Among thousands of people, rarely one person wants and tries to know about me. Even among those who try hardly, a person knows the real tattva of mine. Bhumirapo nalo vayu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara itiyam me bhinna prakrutirashtadha. Apareyamitastvanyam prakrutim vidhi me param jivaputam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. My nature is of eightfold. They are earth, water, fire, air, sky, mind, intellect, and ahamkara, ego, the I feeling. Yajamani, we say. This is called as apara prakriti or jada prakriti. Besides this, there is another prakriti known as para prakriti, which bears the entire universe. This is my chetana prakriti, jiva rupa prakriti. All types of beings come out of these two types of prakritis only, jada and chetana prakritis. I am the rasa tanmatra in water. I am the luster, kanti in sun and moon. I am omkara among Vedas, sound in the sky. I am the paurusha in purushas, human beings. I am the gantha tanmatra of the earth, luster and heat of fire. I am the chaitanya, prana shakti of all pranis, living creatures. I am the eternal seed, the origin of all bhutas. I am the intellect of intelligent people, luster of lustrous persons. Thus, he explained that he is the vigor and power of all living beings and all the objects and articles, everything. All Satvika, Rajasa, Tamasa feelings are originated from me only. But in fact, I am not in any of them, in all of them. They are not in me. I am Trigunatita, but Trigunas work with the power of me. All living beings are infatuated by the Trigunas, but are unable to know me, who am beyond Trigunas. Daivi Hyesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. This is the method of crossing Maya. My invincible divine power, Maya, is of Trigunatmaka. It is alaukika. No one can overpower it. But those who always pray me, have devotion for me, they overcome this Maya and cross this ocean of world, the chain of birth and death. Chaturvidha bhajante mam janaha sukritino arjuna artho jignasurartharthi jnani cha paratarshapa. So 4 types of people worship me. They are Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, and all these 4. Artha means those who are in distress and problems. Jignasu means who is inquisitive to know about God, about me. Artharthi, desirous of getting material desires and objects, acquired things. Jnani is the knowledgeable person, one who wants to get the real knowledge, yadartha jnana. Among them, jnani is much dear to me. Tesham jnani mama priyaha. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudevaha sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlapaha. It is very rare to see such a jnani, a person who considers everything to be Vasudeva Maya. Yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhayarchitumichyati tasya achalam shraddham tameva vidatham yaham. I make the devotees get devotion and confidence on those deities whom they worship with devotion. Devotees who worship gods with particular desires obtain them through those deities with my favor only. But the fruits they are getting are temporary only. Antavattu phalantesham. Avyaktam yaktimapannam manyante mam abhutthayaha param bhavam ajananto. Mama avyayam anuttamam. I am eternal, all-pervading power, unobtainable to sense organs. I am Satchidananda Khana Paramatma. But fools cannot know my tattva. So consider me as an ordinary human being who is under the control of birth and death. Naham prakasya sarvasya yogamaya samavrutaha. Mudhoyam naphijanati. Loko mam ajam avyayam. I am aja and avyaya. Because I am overcovered by yoga maya, I am not visible to all. So ignorant people cannot recognize me as eternal Paramatman, having no birth and death. I am unborn, aja and avyaya. Now 8th chapter is Akshara Brahma Yoga. Paramatma's Saguna and Nirguna names are called as Akshara and Brahman. Om is also considered as Parabrahma Vachaka. Om is Shabda Brahma. Om is also called as Akshara and Brahman. Because these are explained in this chapter, it is called as Akshara Brahma Yoga. In the first sloka of this chapter, Arjuna asks 6 questions to Sri Krishna. What is Brahman? What is Achyatma? What is Karma? What is Adhibhuta? What is Adhidaiva? What is Adhiyajna? And also inquires how Adhiyajna exists in this body and how the yogis who engage their minds on Paramatman at their Antyaka, engage in their minds on Paramatma at the Antyakala, leave their bodies, are able to recognize you. Then Arjuna asked total 8 questions. Thus, in this way, 6 plus 2 extra. Now, Sri Krishna Paramatma started to answer him like this. Aksharam Brahma Paramam Swabhavaka Adhyatma Muchyate Bhuta Bhavottava Karo Visargaha Karma Saudnitaha. Brahman is Sarvasreshta, eternal. Aksharam means Kshara Rahita, indestructible. That is eternal, Shaswata. Adhyatma means Swaswarupa, Jivatma. Karma is that work which is creation and maintenance of all living beings that are merged in Paramatma at the time of Pralaya, Laya. All the objects which are of the nature of Utpatti and Vinasha, that is creation and destruction, all are called as Adhibhuta. Hiranmaya Vapu Purusha is Adhidaiva. I, who am in all the bodies as Antaryamin, am Adhiyajna. I am known as Vasudeva because Vasati Asmin Sarvamiti Vasudevaha, one who dwells everywhere and in whom the whole universe exists is Vasudeva. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalebaram yak prayati samadbhavam yati nasyatra samsayaka. One who leaves his body while thinking me certainly obtains me. There is no doubt in it. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajantyante kalebaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitaha. O Arjuna, with whatever thoughts a person leaves his body, he will get those forms only in other births. So because he is having those thoughts only, he will take birth accordingly. Therefore, if we always think of God throughout our lives, certainly we can think of God only at the time of death and thereby can obtain God permanently. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara Yudhyacha Mayarpita Manobuddhihi Mame Vaishyasi Na Samsayam. O Arjuna, you always think of me and do your duty and fight. You will certainly obtain me if you keep your mind in me on me permanently. Om Ityekaksharam Brahma Vyakaran Mam Anusmaran Yak prayati tyajan deham sayati paramam gatim. One who thinks of me and leaves the body uttering the letter Om will certainly obtain me. One who obtains me will never come back again to this life of sorrows and miseries. Abrahma Puvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna Mam Upechyatu Kaunteya Punarjanma na Vidyate. Till Brahmaloka, to whatever loka the jiva goes, has to come back again. But having obtained me, one need not have to return back. Sri Krishna Paramatma explained the paths of the travel of jivas, Brahmavetas, and of Sakama Karma yogis, and said that the yogi who is aware of this Tattva Rahasya certainly serves me and obtains Sanatana Pada. The ninth Adhyaya is Raja Vidya Raja Guhya Yoga. The Upadesha given in this Adhyaya is the king of all Upadeshas, all advisors, which is the most secret. And so it is called as Raja Vidya and Raja Guhya Yoga. Guhya is secret, Rahasya, that is, which cannot be known by sense organs, our external means of knowledge. So, Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. This Vijnana Sahita Jnana of Parabrahman is the best among all Vidyas, best among all secret things. It is most auspicious and best Vidya, which gives good results and very easy to practice. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavastitam. By me, the invincible form, this whole universe is pervaded. All things exist in me, but I am not in them. In the earthen pots, mud exists. In gold ornaments, there is gold. Similarly, in the form of 5 gross elements, I pervade this world. Isavasyam idam sarvam, says the Upanishad Isavasya. Bhagavan said, all bhutas exist in him because he is all-pervading power. But I am not in them, means even after Pralaya, when all beings merge and all objects merge in Paramatma, they do not exist, but even at that time, after Pralaya, at the time of Pralaya also, Paramatma exists. Avajananti ma mudha manushim tanumasritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheswaram. Ordinary people consider me, that is Sri Krishna Paramatma, as an ordinary man because they do not know my greatness, who am Lord of all beings. Gatir Bharta Prabhuh Sakshi Nivasaha Sharanam Suhrut Prabhavaha Pralayaha Stanam Nithanam Bijam Avyayam. I am the solace, bearer, Lord, witness, residence, refuge, friend, creator, protector, merger, storehouse, and eternal cause of everything. Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yejana Paryupasati Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yoga Kshemam Vaham Yaham. This is the best sloka of Bhagawadgita. I am the caretaker of all those who adore me without any thought. Ananya Chintana. Eka Bhakti should be there in them. Then I will take care of their yogas and kshemas. So whatever they want, they will get that. And whatever they get, they exist with them permanently. I will take care of both these yoga and kshema to my devotees. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyupahrutam ashnami prayatatmanaha. Either a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, if offered to me with devotion, I accept them and eat them with pleasure. Yet karoshi, yet asnasi, yet juhoshi dadasi, yet tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. O Kaunteya, whatever work you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in yaga, whatever you donate, the penance you do, all you offer to me. I consider all equally. I never hate anyone. Whoever worship me with devotion, I exist in them. They exist in me. Apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananyathak sadhureva samantavyo samyak vyavasito hisaha. Even if a person is sudurachara, practices bad habits, durachara, not having sadachara, if he serves me with utmost devotion, then he should be considered as a noble person only because his mind is fixed on me. Finally, in this 9th chapter, Sri Krishna Paramatma is giving us his final advice in last sloka of this chapter, which is the culmination of this chapter and the greatest sloka of Bhagawadgita. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam matparayana. O Arjuna, you fix your mind on me, be my devotee, worship me, do pranama to me. Thus you fix your Atma on me and be always thinking of me. Then certainly you will obtain me permanently. This is the advice given by Sri Krishna Bhagavan to all of us under the pretext of teaching to Arjuna. Now let us all understand the teachings of Sri Krishna Paramatma and get ready to his Vishwarupa Darshana of Sriman Narayana Sri Krishna Paramatma in the coming chapters. Swasti for today. If possible, on any other day, just I want to teach from 10th to 18th also chapters, so that in a nutshell, we could completely get the essence of Bhagavad Gita through my words also. Thank you. I wholeheartedly thank really our Veda Samskruti Samiti and Sri Akela Hemakanta Prabhakar Rao Garu, then Sri Dr. Amarendra Babu Garu, and also Dr. CSR Prabhu Garu, due to whose absence I could get this chance of interacting with you all. And also I thank all of you. Though you are now appearing as students, you are all learned people and elders. So I thank one and all. I thank Samba Sadasiva and Sri Krishna Paramatma. Swasti.
You want to take any question answers?
Yes.
Anybody wants to ask any questions? What is the correct name of given to 7th chapter?
7th chapter. Just Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Chudali.
In some other literature, it is only Vijnana Yoga or something like that. Or Jnana. So some people have a doubt.
Yoga.
Murthy garu, చెప్పండి.
In spite of so much narration, people, so many, Shankaracharya is telling about Advaita and Dvaita, and how these three, Vishishtadvaita, how these three can be mingled, and how to decide the way of liberation.
Whatever manner one is interested according to the samskara, they can follow. So Dvaita, Visishtadvaita, Advaita, all three are three different paths which lead to the same goal. There may be so many paths. Suppose I have to go to university, then by any way, following any route we can go, or by either by bus or by car or by scooter or by walking also we can go. These are the means and they are the paths. So by any either bhakti, jnana, upasana, dhyana, yogas are there. So following any method sincerely, if we do, we can reach the goal. In fact, Dvaita, Advaita, Visishtadvaita, regarding these three, what we feel is actually the heart of Upanishads, the heart of Maharshis, and the heart of Veda Vyasa Bhagavan. Only Advaita is there, and Dvaita is temporary. It is only visible. As long as we have Dehatma power, this world is with us and we feel we are experiencing as if in dream. When we are in dream state, whatever dream comes to us, we feel that is correct and that is real. When once we wake up, we realize that that is not true, that is only a dream. So similarly, from this Jagrat Avastha also, when we reach another state, when we go beyond this Jagrat, then we realize that even this Jagrat is like Swapna of that state only. This is not true because this is only temporary. It's only like a drama. So it's not permanent. Only the Advaita means non-duality. Two are not there. Two are not there also, they won't say only one thing exists. That one is Chit Shakti, Parabrahma reality, which is under like Antaryamin, which pervades the whole universe, which appears as the universe and objects as duality. But only one is there, Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma. So Advaita. Now, how to reach the means according to our confidence, according to our faiths, according to our capability, mental level, we can follow. By doing karmas also, one can reach Godhood. Even Isavasya Upanishad also says this karma part is there, jnana part is there. Both are equally important and both are given to us by Vedas only. So both are there, but Tesham Jnani Mama Priya Paramatma said similarly, Jnana Devatu Kaivalyam. So only by Jnana one can get liberated permanently. Is
Okay,
it sad? Okay.
thank you. I think if there are no other questions, we will do Prarthana.
Can we blend this bhakti and jnana in our way?
Yes, yes. Can we?
He says bhakti is important. And there are three ways are there: bhakti, jnana, philosophy and all, Sankhya. Out of this, can we blend all these? Bhakti, if you go bhakti, we are following Jivatma Bhava. When we are following jnana, it is Advaita Bhava. Advaita Bhava, like that. How can we blend all these three margas mentioned? Whether in sadhaka level we have to follow Dvaita, and in mature level we have to follow Advaita. How can we blend all these?
Bhakti is inherently there in karma, bhakti, jnana, upasana, whatever methods we follow, bhakti is inherently there, even in Advaita. Unless bhakti means bhaja sevayam, bhaja sattayam. Unless that devotion, sincere is there, we cannot obtain anything. As long as this world is there, we feel that I am existing. Then we exist. So duality is there. But when once the truth is known to us that I am not this body is separate from me, it is only an upathi to me. So my sense organs are just upathis, they are instruments for getting the knowledge, but they are not me. That is why even in our daily life also we separate them. We say my hand is aching, my mind is very sharp, or my mind is not working very sad at this time, or something like that. My eyes are not visible fully. Like that we separate each and everything, even mind and intellect, even prana. Prana is also my prana, we say. Even prana is an exhibition of Parabrahman only. That is a part of Brahman only. Even prana, I am not prana. Even if prana leaves the body, if Parabrahman exists, we say that body is existing. We do not that is body. So all these are due to Parabrahman, Paramatman, the Chit-Shakti which is underlying in us. So bhakti, by bhakti, in fact, one can reach easily Godhood. That is why Gopikas and all devotees, there are so many innumerable devotees are there who could experience the presence and see the God and talk with them, with him, or enjoy and experience the presence of Godhood. But that Ananya Bhakti should be there. Bhakti also is of manifold. Having this worldly desires and having bhakti on God, and say, suppose if this desire fulfilled, offer you something, that is not real bhakti. That is why Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, Jnani, he said, 4 types of devotees are there. 4 are great, but Jnani, one who have the discriminative power, one who got the real Jnana, the eternal divinity, then one who thinks that he is not this body mind, this body complex ignorance should be removed. Then only one can get real knowledge and become a Jnani. To that Jnani, a real Jnani is a real Bhakta. A great real Bhakta is real best Jnani. Prahlada is Jnani Bhakta. Both are culminated in him. That is why he is very dear to Paramatma. So by any method we can get, and we can get synthesis of this Dvaita, Advaita and Visishta Advaita also.
Okay. Let us now close, Mahoday, and let us do Prarthana, chant Prarthana, Ananthan Garu.
The 7th chapter is Jnana Vijnana Yoga only. Somebody asked for what is the name of 7th. Jnana Vijnana Yoga.
Okay, but in some places, it is slightly different. Will there be, which is the authentic source?
Gita publication book we can consider as authentic.
Okay. Okay, Ananthan Garu, మీరు unmute చేసుకుని then you can do that. Unmute అవటం లేదా? ఓకే, నేను చేస్తాను ఆగండి.
ఓం స్వస్తి ప్రజాభ్యః పరిపాలయంతాం న్యాయేన మార్గేణ మహిం మహేషాః ఓ బ్రాహ్మణేభ్యః శుభమస్తు నిత్యం లోకాః సమస్తాః సుఖినో భవంతు కాలే వర్షతు పర్జన్యః పృథివీ సస్యశాలినీ దేశోऽयं క్షోభరహితः బ్రాహ్మణాः సంతు నిర్భయాः అపుత్రాः పుత్రిణः సంతు పౌత్రిణः అధనాः సదనాः సంతు జీవంతు శరదాం శతం సర్వే భవంతు సుఖినః సర్వే సంతు నిరామయాః సర్వే భద్రాణి పశ్యంతు మా కశ్చిద్ దుఃఖభాగ్ భవేత్ అసతో మా సద్గమయ తమస్సో మా జ్యోతిర్గమయ మృత్యోర్మా అమృతంగమయ ఓం శాంతి 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 ఓం పూర్ణమదః పూర్ణమిదం పూర్ణాత్ పూర్ణముదచ్యతే పూర్ణస్య పూర్ణమాదాయ పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే ఓం శాంతి 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 హరి ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః హరి ఓం.
Okay, let us do Janaganamana.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नाम जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे, जय हे, जय हे, जय 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 हे। जय हिंद, जय हिंद।
Jai Hind.